Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Compound V21 by Emphyrio. This continues our region sum line theme week. Hope you're enjoying the week and region sum lines. So let's go over the rules to this puzzle. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. So in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have region sum lines in the grid. Hopefully this isn't your first region sum lines puzzle, but there's always someone new to every video, I think. So let's go over how that works. These blue lines are called region sum lines, and you can think of them as getting segmented when they cross a region boundary or box boundary here, these bold boundaries. So this line, for example, has, I'm going to make green and purple. It's got the green segment and the purple segment as I've colored them, because as it moves across this border, it becomes a new segment. And why are the segments important? Well, segments on the same line have the same sum. So whatever the two green cells add up to, let's say they're 2, 3, that adds to 5. That means purple also adds to 5. We could do 1, 4. We could even do another 2, 3. But they would have to add to 5 as well. So they have the same sum as each other. That doesn't mean all of these add to 5. It just means within the same line, they have the same sum. And you can have one cell segments like this one. And that just means that that singular digit is what the sum is. In addition to that, we do have these black crop key dots. So digits separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, meaning one digit is exactly double the other. So if this was a 2, this could be a 1 because 2 is double 1, or this could be a 4 because 4 is double 2. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. All right, so how do we want to get started? I think the first thing I want to do is think about these together, because these 4 digits, let's think about the minimum they can sum to, right? Because they all share the same column, and I am combining these together, right? So these 4 cells together at minimum are 1, 2, 3, 4, which sums to 10. That's pretty big. That has to be the same as the sum of these 2 cells. Because if you think about it, this cell is the sum of these 2, and this cell is the sum of these 2. So if I sum these all together, that has to match this sum. So this sum is at least 10. What is the biggest I can make it? Well, I can make this a 5-6 pair. And with a 5-6 pair, that adds to 11. So this definitely is from 4, 5, 6. And these are from 1 through 5. But the important bit is that these always have 1, 2, 3 on them, because if I try to do even 1, 3, 4, 5, that's going to add to too much. I've now added a ton to that 1, 2, 3, 4. I can only add 1 to the 1, 2, 3, 4. And so the 1, 2, 3 remains static. And I can only add 1 to the 4 to make it a 5. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 5. Those are the only ways to add to 10 or 11 and 4. And then here I'm either 4, 6 or 5, 6. So there's always a 6 in one of these two. And these corner marks are not my typical corner marks, but I do want to remind myself of that. So the important bit is this is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 5. So what does that mean for this? That means this has 2 possible leftovers. It's either going to have the 5 and 6 left over, making this add to 11. Or it's going to have the 4 and 6 left over, making this add to 10. And so this always has a 6 in it, which we know. And so then this is the same. This is going to mirror this. And so I think that means this always has a 6 on it, right? Because these 2 cells add to 10 or 11. There's only one way to add to 10 and 2, only one way to add to 11 and 2. This is going to exactly match. So these 2 cells are going to be the same digit, and these 2 cells are going to be the same digit. That means this cell here can't be 6, because there's a 6 in one of these 2 here. So if that's not a 6, that means this one is the 6, meaning this doesn't have the 3. Okay, let's actually clean this up more. This can't be 6, that's the 6, and that's the 6. And then these 4 5s are the same, which will happen through the medium of this one now. Very cool. That's neat so far. Now this sum to 6 cannot use the 3, because a sum to 6, whoops, this is going to be 1, 5 or 2, 4. You can't do 3 plus 3 because you'd repeat the 3. And then up here, that means this does use the 3 to add to 4 or 5. So this can only be, yeah, because this has to use the 3. It's going to be the 3. If we add to 4, we're going to use a 1. If we add to 5, then we're going to use a 2. So this always has the 3 on it with a 1 or a 2 only. Yep, I think this all works out. I don't think I need these corner marks necessarily anymore. Okay. So that whatever this 4, 5 isn't goes on this 6 with a 1, 2, and then this is the other 1, 2, always with a 3. Okay. Now this C is 4, 5, 6. That means the rest of this row is 1, 2, 3. So this is going to add to, at minimum, 3, but it can't actually be 3 because the 3 is over here. So we can't be 1, 2 adding to 3. We could be 1, 3 adding to 4, or we could be 2, 3 adding to 5. But that means we have to use the 3. If we don't use the 3, we're 1, 2 adding to 3, and that breaks this. So 1, 2, 3, this includes a 3. This is 4 or 5. Okay, so one thing I know is that we are not going to be putting a 5 over here. Because a black dot cannot have a 5. If this was a 5, we can't have it to 2.5. We can't double it to 10. So this would have no value. So none of these are 5. This isn't 5. So the 5's over here, meaning this cannot be a 5 because the 5 is down here. So this is a 4. And so that is going to be 1 plus 3. And that's going to place the 2 here. Okay. So now we know there's going to be a 4 on this black dot because this box needs a 4 somewhere. It's going to end up down here. And so this is going to be 2, 4 because that's the only thing that can go with 4. We can't put 8. And this 2 tells us the order. This has to be 4. This has to be 2. This is not a 2. Okay. So this is going to just be a triple here. This is going to be 1, 3, 5. These are 1, 3, 5. I don't think this can't be 1 because we can't have 2 cells adding to 1. This is 1, 3, 5. Meaning this can't be 1 or 3, so this is a 2. Remember, the 2 does go with the 3. That does add to 5. That's 5. These are both 4s. This is flowing really nicely. This is 1 plus 5 adding to 6. That does put a 5 here. I'm not surprised. That puts a 1 here, 3 and 1. How are we adding to 5? Well, we can't use the 1 because the 1, 5 is over here. So if we can't use the 1, the only way to do it is 2 plus 3. This 3 tells us the order, 2 and 3. This box finishes with a 6. What does this box need? It needs a 2, which goes here, so that 2, and it needs a 5. Down here, we need a 4 and a 6. That goes like that. Okay, up here, we need a 1 and a 3. We do not have the order of that yet. Okay, let's think about this black dot, though, because 2 and 4 are gone. So I can't do 1, 2. I can't do 2, 4. So I have to do 3, 6. And we know the order. So that's 6, that's 3. So that DT doots in the corner, giving us the 1 and the 3 here, this 5, 1, and 3 here. And let's just play, what does this box need? The box needs a 1, which goes over here somewhere. The box needs a 2, which also goes over here somewhere, but the 2 can't go there. So that's 1, 2, 5, and 1. Box needs a 4 and a 5. That's 4, that's 5, and we're done. Really neat puzzle, Emphyrio. I really liked how that flowed. I liked thinking about combining these two and how that was very limited. I think combining sums is a really good tool to have in your toolbox if that's not something you do. You can fiddle. You can try to like fiddle around with like all the different possibilities and how they affect each other. But often you can get away with just thinking about combining the sums together from multiple clues, and you can get very similar or even more insightful results from that. And then only result to fiddling if you have to. Most of these puzzles will not require fiddling like that. Setters don't really, most setters, some do, most setters don't like to include required fiddling in their solve paths. So combining sums is often a way to get around that. Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.